Okay, we're on to match 3, running back our league of Grixis Thieves. We lost match 1 against Montolio on Sneak and Show. Then we proceeded to win match 2, playing against what I assume is Paradoxical Mentor, although I didn't see any copies of Paradoxical Outcome, and our opening hand was a bit crap. So we've mulliganed and we've kept this hand, which looks much better. So I think we're going to tinker here as early as possible. So we might fire off the ponder and see if we can find protection so that we can tinker next turn. This is probably going to leave us a little bit cold to shops. However, should be pretty good against most blue decks. Okay, so I think we can take Mana Drain here, so we can actually tinker with Mana Drain back up next turn. And we've got to see whether or not we can... I think we might be able to Vault Key here. I guess we should play out the Lotus, so... I think maybe we should have played the Lotus here, just so we weren't completely cold to a shops opener. Although, having said that, we might have been able to, barring 3-ball or Chalice, we probably would have been able to tinker anyway, I think. Okay. So we're going to have access to 6 mana. So that's going to give us 3 mana after we tinker. So that means we can Vault Key here. So we're taking this a bit more slowly here. So Vault Key to bite a misstep if needs be. Which they didn't take the bait, so we just got to tinker with the potential for, if needs be, Time Vault, activate Time Vault on our next turn. It looks like our opponent's going to make us play it out. I guess we don't actually have a win con yet, although it seems a little redundant here. This is deterministic. I think they're just creating a very boring game state for themselves here. So sooner rather than later, we're going to draw a win con. Whether or not that be... Whether or not that be Jace or a Notion Thief or whatever it is, even a Yorksville here would actually win us the game. Okay, and we found a Jace. So I think we need 1 more mana here, which we draw. We have Force of Will back up, although we can only assume that they don't have Force of Will as we've already reached this point. And we'll just stick a Jace and that should get us the game. So we don't really know what we're against. Mindbreak traps have to come in. It's possible a Toxic Deluge may be useful. We're just going to make our standard cuts. So we saw black, and that's it. This hand's mediocre. Blight Steel in hand's a bit annoying. And I don't know if I necessarily want Time Vault. Okay, and we found out that our opponent's on Storm. So we're glad we have Mindbreak traps. But it appears they might just be going for it turn 1. So this is very likely deterministic. Being able to draw, what is it, 19 cards, it's pretty much guaranteed to be a win. But we'll just wait to make sure that they drew the tutor or the tendrils. And I think we can just scoop it up there. So I think maybe we want a Vamp Tutor and to cut a Preordain here. I feel like Vamp Tutor gets better here. We're going to keep this. It's not amazing, but it does mean that we're not stone cold turn 1. So we should have Force of Willed that. Unfortunately, Force of Willing that doesn't leave us with very much, but it's better than having it on the board. So we're going to have to try to mana screw them instead. We should probably just play out the Time Vault there, just in case we draw a Voltaic Key. And our plan to mana screw them did not work. So I think we've played this badly so far. We kept a fairly crappy opener. We probably should have mulliganed for a draw card of some sort, or at least something to get us going. And we definitely should have Force of Will the defense grid. So at least now we have a card we can pitch to Force of Will. And we really should have let the Duress resolve there. We had 2 pieces of interaction. There's yet another mistake. And this one's going to cost us. and that will just be the game. Yeah, and there we go, there's the tutor, and that's it.